So if you guessed Ram, you were right. All right, guys, so good morning. We're here at Michael's place, and Michael's selling us the dump truck, and he wants to tell us a lot about it because this was his pride and joy that he bought and had custom built.
I did.
I mean,
yep.
Pretty much what, from the frame up? I mean, everything, right?
Yeah, it was a frame off build. I started this project in 2015. I bought this new in December of 2015, came in January. I got it from a dealer out in Austintown, Ohio. And this is a 2015 Ram 3500 Tradesman Series, cabin chassis. And I wanted something that was unique, that was my own, and it was gonna last. So what I decided to do was basically disassemble the entire vehicle. Pulled the cab, pulled the engine, pulled the transmission, pulled both suspensions, all the accessory parts that are attached to the frame. And I took the frame to a sandblaster in Bedford, Ohio. He blasted it for me, and then from there I took it to a powder coater in Twinsburg, and that was somewhat of a challenge itself because this frame is almost 21 feet. I had to find someone with an oven that could handle 21 feet. So I found somebody who had a large enough oven. She zinc-based powder coated it for me for the primer, and then she top glossed it with black, and then she did a clear coat on top of that. So there's 3 coats of protection on this frame. If this frame rusts in our lifetime, I'd be shocked.
Guys, I'm going to show you here in just one second, and a huge selling point for myself wanting to buy it from Michael is, like, he's sending me pictures and stuff, and I'm like, my goodness, I can't believe for, you know, a 7-8-year-old truck, this thing looks amazing underneath of it. But real fast, I know I've kind of held you guys up here for what, about almost a week now since we originally bought the truck, and simply something happened, you know, within a few days of us purchasing and picking the truck up that hindered that process. So we were waiting on some parts. And Michael, you want to tell them what happened?
That's right, Sean. So I reached out to you, I believe, Sunday night, and I had messaged you saying, listen, I've got this truck, come look at it. I think it's perfect for your needs. Well, 2 days later, someone had cut the catalytic converters out of this vehicle, and for those who know these Rams, there's 2 of them. They're straight piped from the manifolds, and then there's 2 cats back to back, and guys cut them both out. So I knew I had you coming to look at it, and I had to explain to you, listen, you can't start it, you can't drive it because there's no cat in it, and finding a cat was difficult itself. So fortunately, I was able to find one in Illinois, and shipped on time, delivered on time, and installed pretty easy. I did have to make a custom intermediary pipe to get it all connected, but it went well together. It all worked out. So
nice. What a shame though that, like, you just can't have your vehicle parked.
Right.
And obviously, did this happen here? Did it happen elsewhere? Obviously, you're in a nice neighborhood here. I don't see it happening here.
It didn't happen at my personal residence. It happened at my shop, which is for everybody, I'll tell you, it's in North Canton, so it's not a bad area. North Canton's
a great area.
It's a pretty good area. But it's just unfortunate, and I have to mention this. These cats from Ram, and I'm sure you guys know, the subscribers know, they're $4,300 for these trucks. Woo. So think about the headache that caused, and 2 days of labor to remove what was there, put in new O2 sensors, make the intermediary pipe, put in a new cat. Super just bad day for me. We'll just say that.
If you guys didn't hear Michael, he said $4,300. So what they took for scrap, and I know they get good money out of them, but $4,300 headache to you and a hit to your pocket, you know, that's unfortunate. And not to mention, I'm literally coming within 2 days to buy the truck.
It couldn't have happened at a worse time.
Right.
And thank you for being understanding about it too, because most people would have been like, this looks a little sketchy, and I'm just gonna walk away, you know?
Right. No, you explained to me, you're like, hey dude, I got the parts on the way, you know, this, that. You know, you were taking care of it regardless if I had bought it or not.
I mean, I was going to one way or another. So I've got American Force 19.5 aluminum wheels on it. The inners for the back axle were powder coated as well. Same setup, blasted, zinc-based powder primer coated, and gloss top coated, and then a gloss protecting coat on the top of that. So there's 3 coats on the inners. Both axles were wet painted. All the fasteners for the dump body subframe are stainless steel. That's also been powder coated as well. And I'm gonna go ahead and extend the bed up real quick, and I wanna show you some custom mods that I made to the hinge point.
Now you guys understand. Whenever Michael reached out to me, he's like, his message literally said, "Hey, I know you're looking for a dump truck. I have exactly what you need." Did I put it? Yep, yeah, I put it in my pocket.
All right, thank you. So I wanted something with wireless operations. I didn't want to stand with a cord watching things dump. This is super handy. You can find these pretty much anywhere online. They're about 170 bucks. Well worth the investment.
Yeah, we had it on our dump trailer. Phenomenal, phenomenal.
So a lot of these upfitters, when they go ahead and mount the scissor lift to the frame of the dump body, what they'll do is they'll have 2 pins. One mounts on the outside of this side, and then one mounts on the other side. And in the center, there's nothing but space there. So over time, what happens is when you load up your dump body, these will start to fold in. And I wasn't about to have that. So what I did was I cored out a hole in here, and then on the other side of this, there's a flange that also goes to the center of this this beam. And then I put a pin all the way through it, so it lifts the whole thing up as one piece.
That's pretty gnarly.
So impossible for these to crush in at all.
Yeah, and I always love seeing gusset reinforcement.
Yeah, that came from the bed manufacturer.
Nice.
So this bed was made in Minnesota. It's made by a company called Tafco. The hoist capabilities are 18,000 pounds on the cylinder, and you'll never get anywhere near that. I mean, 9,000 is probably even a pipe dream. I wouldn't go that far with this, but 8,000 was where I like to load it up. The leaf springs were also powder coated as well. So I punched out the bushings on them, powder coated those, put new, they're called slide plates in them. I doubt you can see them, but they look a little dirty right now, so don't judge me on that one.
Look at this frame though, guys. It looks beautiful. You said 3 coats?
3 coats, yeah.
Wow.
There's a primer, then there's a powder coat, top coat, and then there's a clear coat on top of that.
I got a buddy, Nate. He used to deal with powder coating.
Yeah.
I'm assuming right now he's proud of what you did here.
I love powder coating. It's durable, it lasts, it takes a beating. It's really the answer for what we do in our trade.
So I didn't know enough about it, but talking with Nate that was a professional in this trade, he said just a lot of applicators are applying it wrong. They're cutting corners, you know, basically. But when it's done right, it'll last forever.
Yeah. When you see mowers where on parts of your mowers where the powder coat's flaking off, especially on brackets or top pieces of bracketry, the reason why it flakes off is because the edges are too sharp. If they were either cut with a laser, and a laser will cut steel at a really precise right angle, versus a plasma will have a nice bevel in it. So sometimes if those edges aren't knocked down and they powder coat right off of it, it just flakes.
Nice.
Many manufacturers deal with that. On all this, everything was all rounded over. Anything that I fabricated, I made sure I rounded it over.
Nice.
Let's go back to the hitch plate here. So I had a local company cut this out, and I wanted to make sure they had a laser, not a plasma cutting, because it's way more precise. So the company here in Canton cut this out for me. They folded these ears in. And behind this right here, there's another 1/2 inch plate that reinforce your receiver.
So I'm gonna tell you guys just how picky Michael is here. He's sitting here as he's walking me through the truck a second ago. He's like, "Hey, I'd get rid of these bolts. Get some nicer looking bolts."
These were just cosmoline coated. You have to have something that's either grade 8 or if you're going to use metric, you got to have I think it's 10.9 is what their version of grade 8 is. There's no coating on these. I would love to use stainless, but I just don't think they're strong enough. I think they'll shear, so you probably have to use like a galvanized or like a gold zinc would work just fine. But I also like how these were flanged. These are a very strong fastener. Just the coating is not good on it.
Right. Shows you the attention to detail Michael has for his stuff here.
Yeah, I spared no expense on this. I wanted everything the way I wanted it. There's an aluminum dump body on this. I love aluminum dump bodies. Virtually indestructible for loose materials. Now, if you're going to be dumping concrete in here, no, wrong bed. You need a hard ox bed for that. But for what we do, for leaves, mulch, stone, dirt, it's perfect.
What size is the dump bed?
It's 8 feet. The interior is 8 feet by 9 feet.
8 feet by 9 feet.
Yeah. So when I had my leaf box on here, I went up 8 inches above the top of the cab guard.
How did you have your leaf vac set up for this one?
I mounted it on the tongue of my trailer.
Okay.
So it blew in this way.
I was curious because I got some ideas myself for our billy goat. So
I had a hinge door that would fasten on this side. So all I had to do when I went to dump it was hit this and then hit the button. And then as it dumped, the hinge door came out and it works perfect.
nice.
10.1 cubic yards was the capacity on my leaf box.
Awesome.
So I would get about 6 properties out of that. And then if I needed to squeeze in one more, I'd have to hop up in there and just tamp it down real quick, because you know how leaves, they get fluffy.
Oh yeah.
But it was a really efficient setup for me during leaf season.
Heck yeah.
A couple other things I had done on this, and one thing that we were talking before was I believe I chose the wrong tires. These are medium duty tires. They're what's on ambulances. It's a stiff ride. These tires are very heavy. They're rated for 90,000 miles. Will they get there? I don't know. The backs have held up pretty good. The fronts have worn a little bit, but for the most part, it's a great look, just a heavy tire. I had the exhaust ceramic coated, and that didn't hold up as well, but I think most of the rusting on this exhaust is from the interior, not the exterior.
Okay. He's just talking down here if you guys can't.
On this vehicle,
out.
there's 2 exhausts. There's a resonator, and then there's the muffler in the back. This one, I think it's meant to be sacrificial because it's rusting the most. And also, I think it holds a little bit of water since there's no pitch on it.
Well, we are in Ohio, and like we already discussed, you were like, hey,
Yeah.
you haven't replaced any of that up until what they did to it. So
One thing that you can't see on this truck that I did, and I know that was done, when you buy these new from the dealer, the underneath, they don't come painted anymore. They're just primed. Mm-hmm. So when I had this off from the frame, the guy who was helping me with the frame off build, I asked him to paint it for me. So
Nice.
he wet painted underneath of it the same color as the cab, and he also clear coated it. If you were to look on your old Ford, or even my old Ford, or even my GMC, if you look underneath of it, it's rusted.
yeah, I heard like even on the newer vehicles now, they're not painting underneath the hoods anymore. Like they're saving even to that point.
On the Axis hood,
yeah,
the engine bay,
underneath.
Wow.
Yep.
That's new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess if you pull the cover down, it's just
Interesting.
primer.
Interesting. A couple other things. The side steps, these are aftermarket, nothing special. The ones from Dodge, they looked a little funky and I didn't care for them. These were relatively affordable. The brackets that mount to the cab also had those powder coated. The springs up front. So my original intention with this was to plow with it with either like a Boss 10-foot blade or something larger than I'm plowing with now. So I had a custom set of springs made from a company in Kansas, and they are rated for an extra 1,000 pounds to carry a plow. It's a stiff ride.
Yeah.
We've talked about this. It's a stiff ride, but if you were to put a plow on it, that'll balance it out for you. Plus,
Right.
it also I made the springs higher so it sits level. So these come pitched from the factory, as most trucks do, and I wanted to level it out the best I could, and the springs were the answer.
The stance of it is really
I
nice.
think the stance is attractive.
Yeah.
There's not as steep of a pitch. It doesn't look as nosedive. It's the way to say it.
Right. Yeah, it's level. I think it looks really, really good.
The steering stabilizer is Bilstein. From Ram, you only get one shock. Since I added medium duty tires, there's a lot of weight, and the truck builders will know this. These tires are really heavy, and you need something to knock out that death wobble. And without the upgraded steering stabilizers, you would have gotten death wobble with this.
Okay.
We've got LEDs all the way around. The LEDs in the headlights and the brights are from Diode Dynamics, and the LEDs in the fog lights and the rear brake lights are just Amazon
Nice.
specials. I didn't do anything with the motor other than a cold air intake. Other than that, it's stock mechanical wise. I had intentions of maybe putting a turbo on it, but I don't think I had the knowledge on how to weld into manifolds and to weld into an exhaust.
Okay. And to clarify for you guys, this is a gasoline. It's not diesel.
Yeah, it's gas.
I know a lot of you are going to be
6.4 Hemi. I think the specs on it were like 401 horsepower and then 427 for torque. One good thing about this truck, it hauled great. Hauling mulch and hauling dirt, it did fantastic for me. Did a lot better than my 250. It gripped the road really well. One thing I noticed going from a single rear wheel axle to a dually is I felt very good contact with pavement. Never felt like that before any other vehicle I had.
Nice. You want to start it up? We'll
Yeah,
let them hear it a little.
Let's fire it up. This also has wireless start too. You just hit the button twice.
Okay, nice.
Let me put LEDs on for you.
Beautiful looking truck, isn't it, guys? See the lights here, LEDs, strobes in there. Looks good. Looks really good. Show you guys a little bit of the inside real quick, and then we'll pop this hood and take a peek. Go ahead and turn that off so we don't get copyrighted. So, WeatherTech floor mats, nice and clean. Michael did a great job with his detailing.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Busted his head open for us too. Oh man, good looking truck, good looking truck. Some extra parts here. This is an extension for the gas, for filling it up because it is up under the bed. You guys know what a glove box looks like. Radio, heater, all of that. This is four-wheel drive if I didn't say that already. 29,940 miles. Very good condition. This is Michael's pride and joy. And now it'll be my pride and joy. So all you did was the cold air intake?
Cold air intake. I made the wiring for the dump motor. Very important to go the correct diameter of your wiring harness. A lot of people will just put a single zero. This is a double zero. It's much thicker than single zero, and the reason why is it draws a lot of amperage on these big dump bodies.
Right.
It does have the plow prep package.
Anything else, Michael, you can think of?
I'm really happy that it's going to stay local, and I get to watch it get put to use. I used it, you know, to what I needed it to do, and it did great for me. I know it's going to work great for you. I'm super excited it's going to be around town, so I'll be looking forward to lots of videos to see it put to work. That's for sure.
You're definitely going to see that, man, and I will take very good care of it.
I know you will.
And yeah, I'll be honest with you, this is the first vehicle I've bought since 2012 that I just outright bought cash.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, it's kind of like my new business motto going forward. Like, I'm not big on debt. I don't care if you use it, you know, but like sometimes we can become a little bit reliant on it. And I'm just like, hey, moving forward with the vehicles for the business side of things, you know, if we can take care of it, let's just take care of it. We don't have to worry about it. We don't have to stress about it. And they'll even see, like my other Ford, whenever it comes to the end of the road with me, the next truck I'm just going to buy outright cash as well.
Smart. It's good strategy. Smart.
It's where I started Spencer Lawn Care, and I kind of got away with it, you know, a little bit there for a while. Got away from doing it that way, and circling back now, I think it's going to be better and extending that into other businesses as well.
Good.
You know, it keeps you humbled and keeps you grounded for sure. So.
Well, you also have a little bit of control and power. If you're able to pay for things without financing, you're not reliant on one getting approved with banks. You're not reliant on what fees they charge.
Right.
And the old model, cash is king, and it still is king.
It is. It definitely is. Definitely is. So me and Michael got some stuff we got to do legal-wise. I'll come back to you guys here in just 1 minute. That was a quick walkthrough. I'm sure we missed some stuff, but if I remember or he remembers, I'll plug it into the video here in just 1 second. Back here at the house, and I realized we never showed you guys the tailgate opening or closing, so I figured I'd kind of give you a quick demonstration. So this does have the bar all the way up front where if we wanted to, we could unlock it, and then we could just open it up and let the chains hold the door open and dump gravel or rock, whatever we wanted to, kind of feather it out there. More or less what we'll probably be using 90% of the time is just like a normal truck bed. Basically, it'll just open, flip down just like that. And at some point I will be taking that little bit of mud and getting rid of it because, you know, obviously we don't want mud mixed in with our malt. So I'll give you guys a kind of a close up. We had to get paperwork and everything done yesterday. Like he told you, Tafco. I like it has the mesh. You can see from the cab into the back a little bit, gives you a little more visibility. And one thing I will be looking into, I'm assuming they probably sell a tarp kit for the top of this. I like to have it, especially for when we're hauling mulch. Just really keeps everything in place. I know some people are super picky about that. Some people are a lot more lenient, but for my business, you know, I like the motto, if you can keep everybody happy, it keeps you off their radar. They're not looking for you because, you know, people start looking for certain individuals if they start making mistakes and they catch on to them. They get you pulled over one time and hit you up for multiple tickets or something. Now you're on their radar and they're going to be looking for you consistently. Something else I might do, I guess I'll take it slow at first here. I might end up having some custom aluminum walls made here for the side just to get rid of the wood. Maybe even two, just to give it a little more height so we can haul a little more mulch. But I'm not worried about that right now. This will do everything we need it to do. And then obviously as the season goes on, you know, we get closer to leaf season and stuff, we'll make some modifications so that it will, you know, obviously gather leaves for us. So there it is, completely flexed out. Really, really cool. That'll make for some easy cleaning, huh? Once we get that majority of that mud out of there. I'm stoked, guys. Super happy. You guys know how long I was searching for a good dump truck, and I knew it was out there. I kept the faith, kept praying about it, and the Lord provided. So, give you guys another shot up in here, show you everything. I don't remember what Michael said the gas tank was. I know it is pretty darn big though. And I think I am. He kept everything hidden, like he said, you know, he wanted this to almost be like a show work truck, like a show truck. So he kept everything hidden, but I think I'm definitely gonna get that extension out here for the fuel, just because I did put some fuel in it, and that's not fun bending up under there. You wouldn't want to be doing that in the middle of winter. And yeah, definitely probably be putting that extension on there. But give you guys a quick look here. I am reaching in, being very safe, and kind of just showing you guys what I can. It's pretty cool too, man. Like everything is accessible. Something he told me when he built the truck, he had all stainless brake lines put in. So stainless steel brake lines shouldn't rust out for quite some time. And then, yeah, obviously you guys can see the details and the craftsmanship here. So very, very nice and clean. Everything looks good. Pretty darn cool. I'll tell you what, I couldn't be happier, guys. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely beautiful truck. You know, 2015, this truck being outright owned now, it'll help us do the things that we want to do and achieve the things we want to achieve. And like I've shared, you know, a dump truck is something, at least for us, we won't probably use every single day, but it's going to be absolutely nice whenever we do need it, not having to hook up to a dump trailer and drag that around, park that. And that's kind of what we're trying to reduce here. We're achieving a lot more of what we wanted to achieve, you know, making our footprint smaller, not taking up as much space. Believe it or not, guys, as your businesses grow and you acquire more equipment and stuff, it starts taking up a ton of space. And you guys know from You know, here at the house, we've extended the parking lot, put the back drive in, the back parking lot in, and it only took a little bit of time, and we outgrew that. And you know, it takes up space. So now we have the property, and when we get to that road, all of this stuff will be there. And yeah, when we come home, we can come home and leave work at work. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really think I got enough shots here to really show the truck off to you guys and gals, and answer any of the questions or show you stuff that you you know, might be interested in. If I didn't, leave a comment. I did flip the mirrors down, and I think other than that, I just really didn't show a whole lot of the inside. Yeah, I've already got my coffee in here. I already spilled a little bit, so it's christened, it's good to go. Other than that, man, absolutely gorgeous truck, very well kept. Michael took pride in his stuff, and yeah, nothing but a manual in there, and nice little storage back here. This is the safety bar for the dump, and then not sure what those are. Oh, maybe for like a car seat or something. A couple little things here you can hook stuff on, maybe take that back piece out for access. But yeah, there you guys have it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Good, solid truck. I know we do have to get some front tires on it and get an alignment eventually here. Other than that, this truck is ready to rock and roll, and I foresee it being a part of Spencer Lawn Care for at least the next 5 years. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to message. I think they're closed today because today is like technically a holiday for a lot of places, but I'm going to send a message and see if we can get an appointment to get the trucks logoed up. I think we're at a good place here now. We can take them both in. The regular cab was kind of holding that up a little bit, and then yeah, we'll get the trucks lettered out for the business and get moving. Hope you guys are as excited as we are. As always, keep mowing, keep growing, keep making money, boys. We'll talk to you later. TQ up. Peace. Bye-bye.